but one of the big headlines of today is the fact that Penske withdrew two of their cars from qualifying.
Last chance qualifying. Oh boy. It's bump day.
McLaughlin had a huge crash in practice. Now, there was an issue with their attenuators.
It is bump day at the Indy 500.
At the back of the
Marco, Armstrong, Renus, and Jacob Abel all fighting to get the last throw of the show. The 109th running at the Indianapolis 500.
What that means is they essentially filled in this gap, which James Hinchcliffe, our resident artist, is set to draw on.
So you can see the kind of two different carbon weaves here, and it's this line right here that sort of separates the two, where the two have been stuck together. That would be a slight lip, and when you're trying to make an Indy car go as fast as possible in a straight line, you try to eliminate any lips, any edges, anything like that. What the Penske team seemed to have done is fill it in, and you can see right here how that darkened area in here is kind of where it's been bond out or filled in some way, and this is a part that you are not allowed to modify. This is a spec piece.
Yeah, it's very clear in the IndyCar technical regulations that the attenuator is not eligible for any blending or body fit adjustment, as the Team Penske mechanics were on pit lane attempting to try to correct that, presumably after technical inspection. But you really are not allowed on pit lane to make any adjustments to your car after tech, save for wing angle and tire pressure. For those of you who have a copy of the regulations to hand, it is Article 14.7.8.1.
Andretti's 31st, 229.741. Armstrong 32nd, 229.091. And Renus is 33rd, 227.740. And Jacob Abel on the outside looking in. Not looking good for Dale Coyne Racing.
Failed technical inspection. That is why they had to remove their cars from top
Looks like
qualifying. Kevin.
It's going to be one of Dale Coyne cars against Lipton.
In just a moment for what is officially a qualifying attempt, but he will not be trying to go fast. Remember, these engines operate better the cooler they are. So what they've done is they've taken out the blockers, they checked with IndyCar to make sure they're able to do this.
Jacob Abel is 34th, 227.112 is his 4-lap
Check the
average.
Firestones and make a real qualifying attempt.
Thank you, Kevin.
28 minutes left.
So there is the 51 of Jacob Abel. Just everything going through his mind right now. He sat in that car. He's on the outside looking in. He knows they're going to have to do something pretty heroic in order to break in, just based on the pace of that car.
They might, or he might, or a combination of the two. Bravery being tested here in Indianapolis. We'll be back.
The best way to experience something in life is for yourself.
Somebody's getting bumped. It's 20 minutes time.
All day yesterday, the 13th
Back here in
was attempting
Indianapolis.
to make the field. Ran once.
23 minutes to
One
go.
guaranteed run.
Marco 31st, Armstrong 32nd, Renus 33rd. Here comes Jacob Abel.
Or slower by the end of the day.
That Danny Sullivan Miller High Life throwback car.
Average
It
speed
is
over the
throwback
4
speed.
laps. Positions 13
Moving
to
up.
30.
And it looks
was
like they're going to
locked
go out to
in.
try
The slowest 4 drivers now get the chance to
and
go again
bump his
to attempt to
teammate
make
Renus
the last
BK
row of the field. Positions
out of the
31,
500.
32 and 33. The 12 fastest drivers, will they attempt to go for pole position? We've already seen that session, and that has been reduced down now to the fastest 6, who will go for pole at the end of this hour. Jacob Abel, one of the 4 slowest from yesterday, attempting to make his way into the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500, being pushed down the pit lane to get another bite of the cherry. And Georgia is standing by with a man who has already put up a 4-lap average, quite a healthy one at that, Marcus Armstrong.
Yeah, and before Jacob Abel makes another run, we'll chat with Marcus Armstrong. There's 22 minutes left to go, but does this hour just feel like an eternity, the fact that you set the pace so early?
In a way, yes, but every minute that we wait, the track temp comes down, the air temperature comes down, so these guys can afford to take more risk with their trim level for sure. So, I mean, I'm definitely not safe by any means, so I'm ready, got my helmet there, ready to go if I need it, and yeah, we can do something with the trim level if we need to.
Sitting pretty right now, but everything is ready, guys.
Thanks, Georgia. And Georgia, what Marcus is talking about is as the air temperature drops, it gets denser. So its relative effect on the wings is more profound, meaning you can actually take down.
And here comes Jacob Abel to the track.
As the air density increases, because it has
Jacob
the
Abel on the
net
speedway.
effect on the downforce of the car. You're trying to match the settings to the weather conditions.
Trying to get into the field of 33
pit lane.
and bump out his
He's got the
teammate
Miller
Renus.
High Life throwback scheme to celebrate Danny Sullivan, who pulled off a miracle back in 1985 by spinning
21
and still
minutes
winning the
to go.
Indy 500. The question now is, will that miracle vibe carry with Jacob and get him into the race?
It's going to be
Abel
something.
from
I
Louisville,
want to say a
Kentucky,
miracle.
24
That sounds
years
a little
old.
bit unkind for the
Throwing it back to another Louisville, Kentucky legend, Danny Sullivan.
Last year, that's the feeder series into
Let's
Indy
see what this
car.
number
The
51
minor
Miller
leagues,
High
the
Life
majors,
Honda
if you will, promising young talent.
has in store for us.
If he looks to maybe just be going out and cooling the race car down, guys, this doesn't look to be the start of a
And it
run.
looks like he's just
When
cooling
you're
the
trying to
car off.
maximize car speed, there are certain elements of the Indy car that you want very hot. There's certain elements that you want very cool. It helps create more power, helps create reduced friction in the gearboxes and the uprights, etc. So right now, Jacob's going out there at a reduced speed, high gear, so low RPM, keeping the engine as quiet as possible, but getting a lot of air going through those side pods, through the radiators, to cool down the elements of the car that they want.
Bill
cool,
Abel,
so they
Jacob's
can
dad,
reach
looking on in
maximum
the
power
pits.
when he goes back out for a ride. So having
As
the
Jacob
engine
Abel
switched
near the
off
inside
on
of the
pit
track,
lane,
it looks like he's
because
going to
none
pull
of the
off
places are
into
cooling
the
it down,
warm-up
is actually
lane.
running around the track
Shut the car down, we will coast.
and having it
And they're going to coast back to the
have
pits.
the air pass through and having it actually turned on. That's actually better to cool it down than just sitting on pit lane.
Sure, you have no air going through the radiators, the oil coolers. That's what they're designed to do. Sitting on pit lane, it can heat soak.
Imagine taking the Thanksgiving turkey out of the oven and just having it sit on the counter versus having it sit on the counter with a fan blowing on it. It's going to cool down faster with air coming through it. And that's essentially what he's trying to do. He's actually got the engine off right now, so the engine's not even running, but it's coasting and getting some air through those radiators, just trying to cool it down. Anything they can do.
You ever pulled a turkey out of an oven?
Jacob Abel.
Jacob Abel coasted back to the pits. He's off of turn 4, and we're going to go to first.
And I said, Saturday, no one's here, right? Are you getting that one? So, if he wants to get
What? Doesn't have to be boring.
After the bump day qualifying, the Fast Six of Felix, Pato, Robert Schwartzman, how about that? Scott Dixon, Alex Below, and Takuma. How about Takuma and Schwartzman making the Fast Six? And Felix
the most
too.
important of the entire season. Not necessarily in terms of race result, but in terms of what it means to really master this track. Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, drivers will tell you
We're getting
that
down
a
to
whole
it
year
here
is
at
better than
Bump
a
Day.
race win at other tracks. Yeah, fine, there's a few points.
It looks like
on
it's
the
going to
board.
be
You get
between the
12
Dale
points.
Coy cars.
There's a $100,000 check to the guy that sits on the pole, but at the same time, it's really about pride. It's not about points or prize money. It's about saying that you're
As
the
the Fast Six
fastest
cars
team
make
and
their way
driver
through gasoline alley into the
at
track.
Maple Field at the greatest racetrack in the world. It's a big, big deal.
And as you see,
Coming up on
all of
15
those
minutes
red
remaining.
shirts, they
No one has
predominantly
went out
come
since we've
from one
recorded.
team, Prema Racing, the brand new entrant to the IndyCar Series in 2025, and to show up at not only the team's first Indy 500, but rookie driver Robert Schwartzman. No
15 minutes to
prior
go.
oval racing experience, and to compete against Ganassi and Meyer-Shank Racing and Ray Hall Letterman for a pole position in McLaren. What an achievement. It's going to be exciting to see how fast that rookie can go.
On the European ladder, Prema is known primarily as a junior team that trains youngsters up, gives them their early opportunities, gives them their lessons and their training to launch them up into the upper echelons of global motorsport. Here they are at the top
Imagine
level
rookie
of
Robert
competition.
Schwartzman
It's
and his
taken them a
rookie
few
team
races to
Prema
find their feet,
on
but have
pole
they
for the
ever
biggest
found it
IndyCar
on
race
the
of the
greatest
season?
stage of
That would be
all?
amazing.
This is the team that gave a start to the likes of Jacques Villeneuve, Max Verstappen, names, countless names, littered throughout motorsport history.
And what's interesting is this team's never made a Firestone Fast 6 at any racetrack in any format. Here at the 500, it's obviously quite a bit different, and they're going through it as a team for the first time, but crucially, there are some very experienced members of that team, namely the team manager, Pierce Phillips. He was part of the race team. He ran my program the year that we were on pole. He knows how to do this. He knows the procedures and what the team and driver need to be focused.
Look at all these faces. There's so many smiles. They're loose. I love it because they're like, we didn't expect to be here. Maybe not on the face of the guy that has to hang on at 230 plus miles an hour, but the crew members are relaxed. They are loving the chance to come and play with the big boys, but Schwartzman is contemplating some critical decisions.
Priest and Gibbs are bumping the bacon right now. Robert Schwartzman looking on. Getting ready for the Fast 6.
Fast 6 just around the corner here.
And we're going to commercials. Once again, the Speedway still quiet. Jacob Abel on the outside looking in.
Valvoline Restore and Protects. A first-of-its-kind innovation that returns pistons to factory clean.
10 minutes to go
just to see if
in bump day.
Rinus VK.
Jacob Abel trying to knock out his teammate Rinus VK and put himself in the field.
The only run remaining in the last run. So Dale Coyne Racing is allowing the two teams to operate independently. If it was a non-team car, that's what you do. There's really only one more chance to make a run. You want to have the engine cooled as much as possible, so there will not be a chance for Rinus VK to defend. If Jacob Abel can go faster than a 247,
basically the 51 team's running this down where Rinus will have no time to defend.
Yeah, and Alex Below has come to check in with the Meyer Shank Racing team. Have you been able to learn anything before you attempt to go for pole?
I don't know. I guess we'll see. Yeah, I mean, the car's been really fast all weekend. And
if you press
just
that
trying
thing on Alex's
to find a bit more speed, a bit more balance, and see if we can get a shot at this pole.
How badly do you want to sit on the pole for the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500?
Really badly, really badly. I mean, last year we didn't have the chance. We were lacking a little bit of overall speed, and it feels great to be fighting for the pole again with a fast car, so I can't wait.
It's been a stellar year for Alex Palou already. We'll see if you can put the car on the pole for the Indianapolis 500.
8:50 left.
If you want to just get some
Alex Below
of how great
is
this
on
season
pace
has been for
to
Alex
have a
Below.
same level season as A.J. Foyt in 1964. A.J. Foyt, through the first 5 races in 64, 2.4 average start, 5 wins, and a 1.0 average finish. Alex Below, 3.2 average start this year, 4 wins, and a 1.2 average finish.
This year is on
Generationally good season.
trajectory. Now we heard that Jacob Abel was the only driver who was going to make a second
unbelievable
attempt. And
in
yet
this
he
day of age,
is his
and
teammate.
Rinus
I love it. Dale
is
Coyne
heading to
said,
the track.
I will allow my teams to compete
Here he comes.
independently. And
Let's see if Rinus can get himself off
has
of the bubble.
his time on our pylon.
Jacob Abel is heading to the end of the pit lane, and he'll head out after Rinus.
I need to go find that out, but what this is proactive.
Under 8
Rinus
minutes to
VK,
go.
The 18 team is confident they can at least match the speed or go better. They
God
don't want to
damn
allow
it.
their fate to be determined by
He just
Jacob
gets
Abel's
sent to the
team
back.
car. They may think Abel has found something, so we're
Here we
gonna
go.
see what they found.
Here's Rinus to the speedway with 7:36 to go.
Strategy, but I kind of like it because basically his fate, Rinus VK's fate, was going to be sitting in Jacob Abel's hands if he waited until under 3 minutes to go.
His first attempt was a 2:27, 740 miles per hour time.
And his number
Can Rinus
18
improve?
is flexing right now, chests are out, and saying we want to control our destiny.
Sometimes the best
It's
defense
in
is
between
a
the
strong
Dale
offense,
Coyne
and
boys.
that's exactly what we're seeing out of VK right now.
This is cool.
But dude, you're putting everything on the line here. We've just been talking about how sketchy it is to do all
7
these
minutes to go.
qualifying runs. The track temp is still going down, so the conditions are theoretically getting better, but that by no means makes it easy for these drivers.
And there is enough time
Here
for
comes
Rinus
Rinus
to make his 4 lap
to start his
time,
4 bubble
and
lap.
Able to respond.
A driver who loves this track, who runs well in his track. We've seen his father all the way through this week, but in particular over the qualifying days.
Not going very quick right now as Rias goes to the short shoot into turn 2.
Not going anywhere near them, leaping over the bricks rather than tread on them.
Keep in mind that
Down the back straightaway.
now not in the Indy 500. If he makes a big mistake mid-corner, if he skips an adjustment, forgets an adjustment, or if he crashes his race car, he is out of the race.
What's interesting about it?
Here comes Rias off of turn 4, and he'll see the green flag. Rias, with 6 minutes to go, will try and lay down a lap faster than Marcus Armstrong, 4 laps faster than Marcus Armstrong. Rias in the turn 1.
So there is an awful lot on the line for VK.
Full throttle through 1 through the short shoot. Entering turn 2. Full throttle again down the back straightaway.
Finds himself out. That is the jeopardy. That is the brilliance.
Down the back straightaway, running the middle line, arcing out into turn 3.
They're sharing information.
Full send through turn 3 is Rias.
They know every setup change. They know everything that's happening.
His family, his mom and dad, his wife looking on. Off of turn 4. The first lap for Rias will be
Here we go. It's not a very fast one.
227.235.
Very fast.
That is not that fast.
A huge gamble that does not work.
Rias through turn 2.
His average speed.
Still full throttle. And down the back straightaway he goes.
35. No, sorry.
In 5th gear, entering turn 3. Gets through it cleanly. Full throttle through the short shoot. Into turn 4. And heading down the front straightaway to the yard of bricks. Halfway home is Rias. Lap 2 is a 227.257. He went quicker. He went quicker than his first lap. Through turn 2.
What are we doing? Why are we
Down the back straightaway.
There's nothing you can question at
Rias.
this point. It's now just up to Rias. VK behind
Trying to
the
put on a consistent run. 5th gear entering turn 3. Full send through the sunlight baked turn 3 and heading into turn 4. At number 18, Asteroid Honda for Dale Coyne comes off of 4. Down the front straightaway. The white flag is out for Rias. The lap 3 time or speed is a 226.669. That was not a good lap for Rias there on lap 3.
His family look away in absolute horror.
Through turn 2, the gamble does not look like it's paying off.
over though because Jacob Abel has also just made a run. Jacob Abel's
Rias
car is also heat soaking.
in the turn 3
Got a cool down lap in, but this
for the final time through the short shoot.
could be an
In the turn 4, the final lap for Rias. What will the time or the average be for Jacob Abel to have to beat? Checker flag is out for Rias. He crosses the line. The lap 4 speed is a 226.491, and he is 33rd with an average speed of 226.913. And Jacob Abel has found the benchmark. And that's what Abel has to beat. He has to get out there. There's 2 minutes and 55 seconds left.
The angst, the pit in the stomach has transferred
The
from the
18
Abel family
pit,
to the VK
their
family
hearts
in a
now
matter
drop.
of minutes.
They think they're in trouble, and here is Jacob Abel to try and knock the Flying Dutchman Rias, his teammate, out of the field in that Denny Sullivan throwback. This
66 stands. But if you're Rias VK,
is your 33rd and the last spot in the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500. There's a lot of skew on that 51 car.
Jacob Abel.
Kevin is with Dale Coyne.
Dale, that was bold. What was the thinking there? You ever played chess with yourself?
I did.
This is like playing chess with yourself where you know each side's strategy. But you've got 2 queens on the board and they have their own mind. So we'll see what happens here.
It's like simply you're trying to let both drivers decide their fates.
Yes, they did have a regen the first lap, the first qualifying run. So we thought it'd go a little quicker with the regen, but we went a little slower. So, see what happens.
All right, somebody's going to make it.
Best of luck to Jacob.
Thank you.
1 minute 45 seconds left as Jacob Abel is going through turn 2 on his warm-up lap.
One will have to go.
This
will it be the rookie?
is for who makes the 500 or who misses the 500. It's between both Dale Coyne drivers. Will it be Reedus or will it be Abel starting 33rd for this year's 500? Jacob Abel into turn 4, down the front straightaway, and he is now going to go into full attack mode. Can the rookie find himself in the 500? Let's find out. Green flag for Jacob Abel.
On his first run. Just like Reedus VK.
Abel into turn 1, 6th gear, full throttle.
Essentially a full charge of the
Into turn 2.
So he's in good shape to use that.
And down the back straightaway he goes. Shifts it down to 5th.
Warm-up lap, you noted that time considerably slower than what we've seen in about 200 miles an hour on the warm-up
Into turn 3, he arcs the corner. Full send for Jacob Abel. Down to 5th gear. Through the short chute into 4. Off of turn 4, heading down to the yard of bricks. What will this first lap be for Jacob Abel?
2:27. Abel's first lap.
2:26.579. It's not fast enough. Not fast enough for Jacob Abel. 20 seconds left. Abel through turn 2. He is not fast enough.
Right now to see how slow that first lap was.
This is painful.
Down the back straightaway into turn 3. Not looking good for Jacob Abel. Arenas VK looking on.
There is nothing now that he can do.
Trying to hang on to 33rd. The gun is sounded. The gun has sounded. This is the last run of Bump Day. Jacob Abel off of 4. Lap 2.
The last person he wanted to bump out with his teammate.
2:26.423. It is not fast enough for Jacob Abel.
Because this is the way that things do happen at the Indianapolis.
Abel through 1 and 2. Look good.
He looks physically ill, sitting there waiting.
But it's not looking quick enough.
So good. 2:26.5. 2:26.
229 miles per hour heading toward turn 3 for Jacob Abel. Doesn't look like it's going to get the job done. Turn 3, do the short chute. Turn 4,
Maybe on the last lap.
And it wouldn't be
off of 4, down the front straightaway. Lap number 3, the white flag is out for Jacob Abel. It is a 2:26.213. Not fast enough. He needs a miracle. Jacob Abel through turn 1 and into turn 2. Down the back straightaway. Can Abel find the pace? He's deploying the high brake. He needs a big lap. Half a mile an hour into turn 3. Through the short chute. Entering turn 4. Is it going to be Reedus or is it going to be Jacob Abel making the 500? Jacob Abel off of 4. Checker flag is waving. Lap 4 time is...
And he's not. It's a 226.
A 2:26.361. Jacob Abel will not make the Indianapolis 500. And Reedus VK barely hangs on, and he's in the show. He'll start 33rd.
Yeah, I feel relief, but no real happiness. We were just very slow, both Jacob and I. Unfortunately, it was one of the two that was going to go out. Jacob's not just a teammate, he's a really good friend, so I feel bad for him. This was going to be his first, this will be my 6th. Of course, it feels good to make the field, but it's just, it is very, very much the definition of bittersweet.
Your team owner, Dale Coyne, said he put your fate kind of in your own hands. Why did you make the decision to pull your time and go again?
Well, I did not have any hybrid power on my first run. I wasn't sure if it was going to be better, but I did not want to leave anything up to chance, so I just want to go out there. It was a very slow run, so I was really afraid. I thought that was it. I'm actually happy Jacob went out and he was slower in the end, but yeah, we need to find some speed now for the race because with this pace being so far off the next car, we don't really have a chance there.
Congratulations, you have made the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500.
Thank you.
The final row for this year's Indianapolis 500 is Marco on the inside, Marcus Armstrong in the middle, and Reedus on the outside,
valiant
starting
effort.
dead last.
Ultimately,
Jacob Abel is bumped. He will not make his first Indianapolis 500. And now it's time for Fast 6
That's a
qualifying.
sad day. No one's here, right? Are you getting this? So if he wins the game,
Water doesn't have to be